Hello, I'm Last Son Jim and welcome to Jim's Comic Corner. It's new comic book day, so I thought I'd jump on, make sure I get my video out actually when the comic comes out. As you know, I get 4 different titles. I get Superman, Action Comics, Nightwing and The Flash, and I review them. Now we're all up to date, so we're just going with the new comics that came out today out of those 4, and we've got The Flash, number 18. Sins of the Father, Part 1. Nice cover. And we've got Action Comics number 975, which is Part 2 of Superman Reborn. There we go. It's actually an anniversary issue, so it's quite a thick one. It's got 2 stories in here, so we're gonna deal with that one second. We're gonna jump into The Flash first. Now, last issue I said that The Flash felt a little bit like filler. It was just kind of like a throwaway fight, essentially. That's because this is the start of a new story arc. At the end of the last one, Wally West, who's Kid Flash, he went to try and find his dad, who in New 52 he thought was his uncle. Turned out he was his dad, but it was actually Reverse Flash. It was a really cool Reverse Flash. It was like black and red and all like... Brr. In fact, there's a picture of him in here. Let me show you. Oh, so angry. So angry. He's been taken from Iron Heights, which is the main prison in Central City, and taken to Bel Rev, which, if you know anything of Suicide Squad or anything like that, is Amanda Waller's sort of prison that she does all her things in. So Wally finds out that his dad's been transferred there, and he wants to go and see him and ask him, you know, why he did all these things. Because when Daniel West was Reverse Flash, he was proper evil and he killed a number of people. So Wally West wants to find out why. And that's what this comic is. They try and they have to break into Bel Rev because it's Amanda Waller, and you know what Amanda Waller's like. She's kind of mean, and she's not really a big fan of heroes. So they break in to find out where Wally's dad is, but he's not there. And she's just like, no, we never heard of him. And Wally's like, oh, she's lying. Oh, she's lying. And Flash's like, of course she is. But we can find out what's going on if we talk to someone else. And he's like, who? And then it cuts to Australia and Captain Boomerang in a bar, having a bit of a barney with people. And he's like, Amanda Waller sent me out here to find some guns, some like special guns. Flash turns up and he's just like, I need to ask you some questions. At that point, they get caught by these gun runners in some kind of weird electric net, and so you've got Flash, Kid Flash, and Captain Boomerang all caught in this electrified net by these, by Crocodile Dundee, essentially. Look. But yeah, so the next one, it says World's Worst Team Up. So I guess we're gonna find out how Flash and Wally get out of that with the help of Captain Boomerang, and see where that leads them on the trail of Daniel West, New 52 Reverse Flash. So yeah, so while that was filler, this feels like the beginning of a new story. So that's good. Next one we're going to have a look at is Action Comics 975. Now, I confused the hell out of everybody last time with the whole Clarky Kent business. We get some answers. Basically, Superman and Lois are searching for John. As you know, John's their son, and he disappeared in the last episode. So they go to Clarky Kent's apartment, and they find him there. And then what happens is he's just like, what happened? You forgot about me. And Superman's like, what are you on about? Who are you? Where's my son? What is going on? And he's like, you never cared. Never. And then he starts to change into lots of different people. So like Lex Luthor, then Bizarro, Brainiac, Mongol, Parasite, Cyborg, Doomsday, until Superman finally realises who it actually is and who it's been this whole time, and it's Mr. Mxyzptlk, or Mxyzptlk, depending on how it's spelled and depending on how you pronounce it. I always said Mxyzptlk, which is the hardest word in the world to say. But it turns out he is the one that's been Clarky Kent all this time, and he's annoyed at Superman for forgetting him, and so he's taken Superman's son away. But not only has he taken him away, he's actually made it so that John Kent never existed. So at the end of it, Superman's like, "Oh, Lois, we still need to find John," and she's just like, "John who?" Da, 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 da. But that's only half of the book, see? Now, because it's an anniversary edition, there's an extra story by Paul Dini. Everybody knows who Paul Dini is. And Ian Churchill, who I've met. He's an amazing artist. He's done quite a few runs on Superman comics. I've got quite a few comics signed by him. And it's a story. It's the story of John Kent while he's been kidnapped by Mxyzptlk. And it's actually quite fun because Mixie's what you call him for short. He's like, every now and again I pop in and see your dad, and then we have fun, and then I go away again, and then I was trapped in this nowhere, and your dad didn't come and find me, and I thought we were friends. And John's like, "What are you on about? You were never friends. You're a nightmare. You're a total idiot." And that's why Mixie's annoyed. He's just like, "Superman never came to find me, and he saves everyone. What's wrong with me?" And John's like, "My dad didn't know you were in trouble. So, how could he?" And so that's why he got out of this weird prison that wasn't like a nowhere prison by this main guy who's been running through all the comics, who seems to be leading everything down a path. That's a bigger arc entirely. But he locked up Mxyzptlk because he didn't want anything random in... How do I explain this? This guy, we don't know who he is. He's in a hood or a thing. He's just like, well, I don't need anything random to put my plans off course. So he locked Mixie away in a nothing area. But Mixie managed to break out, but this guy was still after him, Hoodie Man. And so the only way he could get away from him is hide. And he hid as Clark Kent. So he was Clarky Kent, so he hid as Clark Kent. It's all so bizarre. But he's annoyed that Superman didn't know that it was him. It's very confusing. But the second story is basically how Mixie just felt left out. But there's some quite nice touches in it, because he's just like, we've done everything. We've been in cartoons together. We've been action figures. And John's like, "What are you talking about, cartoons?" He's just like, everywhere is a different dimension. So there's a dimension where everything that we think is real is all just stories. And then they have like a little bit of there. So you've got like Superman the Animated, and you've got Lego Superman, and you've got like the figures and stuff. So it's quite a nice like little sort of breaking the fourth wall. So that, and it ends with him going, "Well, you're not getting out anywhere." So that's where we're at. John's trapped by Mixie. Mixie's not having none of it. And now he's made everyone except Superman forget that John even existed. So it continues in Superman number 19. So we've got the continuing arc through the books, which is quite nice. That's it for these. That's it for this video. I'm not going to go too much more into that. I want to try and keep these short and sweet, even though that was confusing as all hell and went on way longer than I anticipated because it was a thicker book. Hopefully next issue, I'll be like, this happened, this happened, this happened. It's all good. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed both, actually. I enjoyed the start of the new Flash one as well, so that's good. Next week will be Nightwing and Superman, so we'll see what happens then. Till then, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Head over to stackonline.co.uk to check out other things that aren't just me talking about comics, but podcasts and other videos and other YouTube guys. There's a lot of good stuff going on there, so check it out. And until next time, I will see you soon.